As you enter your 60s and beyond, have you ever wondered who will truly stand by your side? In your younger years, the answer may have seemed obvious: family, close friends, those you've known for decades. But as time passes and you move into this new phase of life, reality can shift dramatically. Life changes, people become busier, and priorities evolve. Suddenly, you may find that the support system you once trusted might not be as steadfast as you had believed. This isn't about pushing loved ones away, it's about recognizing where genuine stability comes from and making sure you're not left vulnerable when you need support the most. The truth is, as you grow older, relying solely on family or longtime friends might not always be enough. They may love you deeply, but life's demands can pull them in different directions, leaving you feeling uncertain. That's why it's essential to build a strong foundation based on 6 reliable pillars that can stand even when familiar support systems falter. By focusing on these pillars, you gain a sense of security and independence that empowers you to face life's challenges confidently. Stay with us as we explore these 6 essential pillars that could reshape your understanding of support, ensuring you never feel powerless, alone, or unprepared again. Let's get started. Pillar 1. Your financial stability. One of the most dependable sources of support in life isn't another person, it's your financial independence. Money may not buy happiness, but it undoubtedly brings security, freedom, and peace of mind. As you age, the reality becomes clearer: relying on family for financial help isn't a strategy, it's a risk. Consider the story of Michael, a 72-year-old retiree who always believed that if he ever faced financial hardship, his children would step in to support him. Throughout his life, Michael had been generous, helping his kids pay for college, lending money when they needed it, and always being available whenever they called. His belief in the reciprocity of family support remained unwavering. But one day, life threw him an unexpected curveball, a sudden medical emergency that drained his savings. When he reached out to his children for assistance, he was met with a harsh reality: they, too, were struggling financially. Not because they didn't care, but because life had its own challenges for them: mortgages to pay, bills piling up, and their own families to support. In that moment, Michael realized that his assumption about lifelong financial support from family might have been more optimistic than realistic. This experience was a wake-up call. It's not that his children didn't love him, but they simply couldn't shoulder his burdens while managing their own. That's why financial stability stands as one of the most vital pillars you can build. It's not about accumulating wealth, but rather being prepared, having an emergency fund, a reliable income stream, and a solid plan for managing money effectively. Being financially independent means having the peace of mind that comes from knowing you can handle unexpected expenses without becoming a burden to loved ones. It's about taking control now, budgeting wisely, minimizing debt, and securing a steady source of income, so you never have to depend on anyone else to get by. As you move through your 60s and beyond, ask yourself, are you financially prepared for the unexpected? If not, now is the time to take action. Pillar 2. Your physical health. There's one thing that no amount of love, money, or support can replace: your health. After the age of 60, your body becomes either your greatest ally or your most significant obstacle. You may have financial security, but if your health deteriorates, your freedom quickly follows. Maintaining your physical well-being is not just a matter of feeling good, it's about preserving your ability to live independently. Take the story of Robert, a 68-year-old man who had always been active and energetic throughout his working years. However, after retiring, he found himself slipping into a more sedentary lifestyle. Without the routine and structure of a daily job, his motivation to stay physically active waned. He started spending more time sitting, indulging in comfort foods, and neglecting regular exercise. At first, it seemed like a well-deserved break after decades of hard work. But before long, Robert began noticing changes: his energy levels plummeted, his strength diminished, and everyday tasks that once felt effortless became increasingly challenging. Climbing stairs felt like an uphill battle, and even simple chores left him winded. It wasn't just his body that was affected, his mood and confidence took a hit too. That's when the realization hit him: if he wanted to maintain his independence, he couldn't keep ignoring his physical health. Robert knew that his family loved him and wanted the best for him, but he also understood that they couldn't exercise for him, cook healthy meals for him, or prevent the effects of aging on his behalf. Taking charge of his own health became a priority. He began incorporating small, manageable changes, short walks around the neighborhood, stretching exercises, and swapping out processed foods for whole grains and fresh vegetables. Prioritizing physical health after 60 is about taking responsibility for your well-being, no matter how gradual the effort. It's not about training like an athlete but making consistent choices that support your mobility, energy, and overall quality of life. By making health a priority, you ensure that your body remains a reliable companion, allowing you to navigate life's challenges with confidence and independence. Pillar 3, your social network. One of the most common mistakes older adults make is isolating themselves. It's easy to assume that your family will always be there for companionship, but as life moves on, children grow up, careers take priority, and personal responsibilities multiply. While your family may love you deeply, they may not always be available to fill the social void. That's why building and maintaining a strong social network becomes essential as you age. Consider the story of Eleanor, a 73-year-old woman who had always relied on her family for companionship. Throughout her life, she took pride in being the family matriarch, hosting gatherings, and staying involved in her children's lives. As the years passed, however, things began to change. Her children became busier with work, raising their own kids, and managing households. Visits became less frequent, and Eleanor found herself waiting for phone calls that didn't always come. At first, Eleanor felt a deep sense of loneliness. She had assumed that family bonds would always be enough to keep her socially fulfilled. But as the reality of her new situation sank in, she recognized that depending solely on family for companionship was leaving her vulnerable to isolation. Determined not to let loneliness take over, Eleanor took matters into her own hands. She reached out to old friends she hadn't spoken to in years, rekindling friendships that brought back cherished memories. She also decided to join a local community group where she could meet new people with shared interests. Whether it was a book club, a gardening group, or a casual coffee meetup, Eleanor found herself surrounded by supportive, like-minded individuals who brought joy and connection back into her life. By investing in her social network, Eleanor discovered that staying socially active didn't just alleviate loneliness, it revitalized her spirit and sense of purpose. Having a circle of friends and community connections made her feel valued, engaged, and far less dependent on her family to meet her emotional needs. Building a strong social network after 60 isn't just a luxury, it's a fundamental pillar for maintaining happiness and well-being. Pillar 4, your sense of purpose. One of the most profound challenges many people face after turning 60 is a gradual loss of purpose. When long-held roles, like being a parent, a professional, or a caregiver, begin to fade, it can feel like the very core of your identity is slipping away. Purpose isn't just about having a job or fulfilling responsibilities, it's about finding something that sparks joy, keeps your mind engaged, and brings a sense of fulfillment to your everyday life. Consider the story of Harold, a 70-year-old retired engineer. Throughout his career, Harold took pride in problem-solving and creating solutions, and his job was a big part of who he was. But after retirement, he found himself waking up each morning with no clear sense of direction. The structure of his work life was gone, and his children were grown and living their own lives. At first, he tried to embrace the slower pace, telling himself it was time to relax. Yet, as the days turned into months, a feeling of emptiness crept in, something was missing. Harold realized that it wasn't just the work he missed, it was the sense of purpose his work had given him. Determined not to let this feeling define his retirement, he began exploring ways to reconnect with that sense of usefulness. One day, he saw an ad in the local paper about a community center looking for volunteers to teach practical skills to kids. It sparked an idea. Harold signed up to teach basic woodworking and craftsmanship to local youth. The experience transformed his outlook. Sharing his skills not only gave him a reason to get up every morning but also reminded him of his own value. Seeing young faces light up when they built something with their own hands reignited his passion for problem solving and mentoring. Finding purpose after 60 doesn't mean holding on to your old identity, it means allowing your sense of purpose to evolve. It might be volunteering, learning a new hobby, mentoring, or even pursuing creative projects. The key is to embrace activities that keep you mentally and emotionally engaged. Purpose is not defined by your past, it's shaped by your willingness to seek meaning and make a difference in new and unexpected ways. Pillar 5, Emotional Resilience. Life after 60 can be unpredictable and, at times, challenging. Emotional resilience is the ability to navigate life's hardships with grace and strength. It's not about avoiding pain or pretending to be strong, rather, it's about processing emotions in a healthy way and finding peace within yourself, instead of relying solely on others for comfort. Think about Linda, a 75-year-old woman who lost her husband after 40 years of marriage. Their life together had been filled with love, companionship, and countless shared memories. When her husband passed away, Linda was overwhelmed with grief, feeling as if a part of herself had vanished. At first, she naturally turned to her children for support. They were sympathetic and caring, but they had their own lives, jobs, and families to manage. Linda soon realized that relying entirely on her children to navigate her sorrow was not a sustainable solution. While their presence brought comfort, it didn't alleviate the deeper sense of loss. One evening, while reflecting alone, Linda made a crucial decision: she needed to build her own inner strength. She began by keeping a journal, pouring her thoughts and emotions onto paper as a way to process the waves of sadness and nostalgia. Writing became a daily ritual, an honest conversation with herself. Additionally, Linda joined a local grief support group, where she met others facing similar struggles. Listening to their stories and sharing her own experiences helped her realize she was not alone in her feelings. The group became a safe space for expressing vulnerability, and over time, she found herself rediscovering a sense of balance. Linda's journey taught her that emotional resilience is not about suppressing feelings but rather embracing them, acknowledging their presence, and working through them constructively. Developing coping mechanisms like journaling, participating in supportive communities, or practicing mindfulness can foster inner strength. By building emotional resilience, you empower yourself to face life's challenges independently, knowing that while the pain may not disappear overnight, your capacity to endure and heal lies within you. Pillar 6, Your ability to adapt. Life is constantly changing, and this reality becomes even more apparent after the age of 60. The ability to adapt is not just a skill, it's a vital pillar that allows you to navigate life's transitions without feeling defeated. Being adaptable means staying open to new experiences and embracing change rather than resisting it. It's about finding ways to thrive even when the familiar parts of life start to shift. Take the story of James, a 78-year-old man who faced a wave of change as he got older. Many of his longtime friends either passed away or moved to different cities to be closer to family. The social circle that had once been the core of his daily life was slowly diminishing. At first, James felt a sense of loneliness creeping in, wondering how he could maintain connections and feel engaged when the world around him seemed to be moving on without him. Instead of giving in to despair, James decided to approach the situation differently. One of his grandchildren introduced him to the basics of using a tablet, and although it was daunting at first, James took the challenge head-on. Slowly but surely, he learned how to video call, send messages, and explore online discussion groups related to his favorite hobbies, like history and classic films. Discovering online communities opened up a new world for him. James found himself connecting with people from all over the country who shared his interests. He joined virtual book clubs and participated in group discussions, which not only kept his mind sharp but also brought back a sense of belonging. Adapting to technology was not just a practical decision, it was a lifeline to maintaining social connections and staying mentally active. James's journey highlights an important truth: adaptation is less about mastering every new trend and more about having the willingness to learn and evolve. Whether it's embracing technology, trying new activities, or forming new social bonds, staying adaptable means staying resilient. The key is to approach change not as a loss but as an opportunity to grow and redefine your path. By being open to new experiences, you give yourself the chance to build a life that is fulfilling and meaningful, no matter how the world around you shifts. After the age of 60, the most reliable source of support doesn't come from others, it comes from the foundation you build for yourself. Life may change, relationships may evolve, and circumstances may shift, but the stability you create through your own efforts is what truly sustains you. Investing in your financial security ensures that you can maintain your independence without relying on others. Prioritizing your physical health keeps you strong and capable, allowing you to live life on your own terms. Cultivating a vibrant social network ensures that you stay connected, valued, and emotionally fulfilled. Finding a sense of purpose keeps your mind engaged and your spirit alive, giving you a reason to greet each day with enthusiasm. Strengthening your emotional resilience empowers you to face challenges with grace and inner strength, and developing the ability to adapt helps you embrace life's inevitable changes without feeling overwhelmed. These 6 pillars: financial stability, physical health, social connections, purpose, emotional resilience, and adaptability, are the cornerstones of a fulfilling and empowered life after 60. By actively nurturing these aspects, you create a strong, self-sufficient foundation that keeps you secure, confident, and resilient. Remember, the most dependable support you'll ever have is the one you build within yourself. Take charge now, and ensure that your future remains bright and independent.